it's not really like my most brilliant time period in my life. It's one of those times where you're like, wow, you really need to do some work. And it's breakdown to breakthrough, because sometimes in the darkest of life's trials are where the biggest opportunities for growth happen. So Heather and I are in this terrible financial place. And what we're trying to do is try to figure out how the heck we're gonna get out of it. And everything that we thought we should be doing seemed totally illogical to everyone else, but intuitively, Heather and I knew we needed to continue on with this journey. So we're in huge amounts of debt. We end up going to our accountant, and our accountant is saying, why are you buying bamboo? Why are you having consultants come in when you have no money? You guys need to get some sales in. And Heather and I are like, great. We're gonna go down to Mexico and we're going to be a part of a spa show, and we are going to get international business. And everyone's like, why don't you just keep the business here in the United States? Why are you spending more money to try to make money? And Heather and I knew we needed to get down there. Well, what happened is the show was a complete bust. But on the very last day, we met this really amazing healer named Bertha. And Bertha said she was going to take us to a Temescal. And the Temescal is kind of like a sweat lodge where you purge and get rid of all the things that no longer serve you. It is very intense. And I personally hadn't done a lot of sweat lodges, Heather had. So I went in, ready to go, went through the whole process, feeling great afterwards. Heather is like, I feel so sick. I can't move. The next day we had to fly home, and I'm like, listen, you are being a baby. Get on the plane, stop with the stomach aches. I am feeling great. Why aren't you? This doesn't make any sense. Well, on top of all of this, it's Mother's Day. So we're coming home with terrible sales, we've got debt, and we've got our tails between our legs because nothing went right, but I'm feeling good, so I thought. Until I got to the Mother's Day celebration at my parents' house, and I'm looking around, and literally every single thing is just bugging me. People cutting their food, they're talking, nothing seemed deep. I'm like, what am I doing with these people? This just does not feel good to me. I am not where I should be. And I'm giving my mom her present. And I said, Mom, here's a gift for you. And she opened it up, and it was a book called The Go-Getter. And I'm like, Mom, this book is amazing. The information in it I have loved and I have taken to heart, and I'm using it in my life. And she's like, maybe you should use some of that in your life right now. And I'm like, I couldn't believe she could say that to me, because there I am, all enlightened and all what I'm feeling a little bit maybe high and mighty. And I said some very terrible things to my mom, and I felt terrible. I mean, literally took down Mother's Day celebration with the whole family. My kids are like, are we ever gonna see Grandma again? I mean, it was terrible. And Heather, I called Heather up. It almost makes me cry to talk about it, because that is not something I would do. And Heather knew that, and she's like, Timmi, you better do whatever it takes to get back in your mom's good graces. Send her flowers, tell her you love her. And that's exactly what I did. But what I found out through this whole process is that you can have a breakthrough, and you can go through these journeys and trials and tribulations and the dark side of you that comes out during some of these opportunities for growth, or some of these adventures that Heather and I have been on. But what I didn't do, and what Heather and I both didn't do, was give ourselves time to readjust and reprogram to what had just happened to us. And I didn't give myself time to acclimate to what had happened to me. I had gone through a huge change in state, yet I was still trying to be the person I was when I didn't know what that even felt like. So thank God I actually am in my mom's good graces. And you know, she accepted my apology, and I love her. And you know, through that change, I needed to learn to remember to be grounded, and just to accept the dark sides of myself and be okay with that, because with dark comes light. So in the Breakdown to Breakthrough chapter, there's a really great ritual called Grounded to the Core, where you're using hematite and smoky quartz to help you feel more grounded, connect to yourself, connect to Mother Earth, not be way up in here with like all these ethereal and maybe out of your head moments, and be true to yourself and give yourself time to acclimate through some of the journey and some of the things that maybe you just don't even know how to process, so that you can come out on the other side in the lightness and spread that light to others.